Yo, salute, salute, what up? What's up? How you doing? What's good? Reg, what's good, yo? Send a request. For y'all, Kelly. Angel, what's up? You made it on time this week. Thank you, salute. Reg, salute. What's good? I don't know. Try it and see, yo. JR, what's good? Salute. I never did it from the laptop though. Yes, Raekwon sneakers. That was a dope song from Immobility. What's good? What up? You look like Ti. I never heard nobody tell me that before. Is that a compliment? Yeah, I just got it, but I don't know if you accepted it though. What up? What up? Okay. Um, I love that album personally, Rich. I think it's dope. It says you unable to join, Reg. Any recommendations like the Steve Harvey show? Um, the Wayans Brothers show. That was one of my favorites. Jamie Foxx show. What's up? What happened, yo? Well, it's not a classic, but I do like it. See, I said it's not a classic. It's an album it was dope to me, but it's not a classic. Dinosaurs. Let me send you the invite then. Let's try it like that. Album it was dope to me. There you go. What's good, bro?
Hey fam, what's up?
Chilling, chilling. What up?
Nothing much. Just chilling at home for a quick second.
Yeah. How was your day?
We'll talk about that later, but it was good for the most part.
Oh God.
But I don't want to bring that here, honestly. I don't. I don't know why. I used to go live on my laptop. I don't know why it's acting up now. That's the thing.
Mike, what's good, yo? Mikey's in
Hey
here.
Mike,
What up?
what up, Call? Flame. Shout out to Flame 101. That's my homeboy back in Raleigh and shit.
Commission, what's good? Salute.
Yo, what's up, Jalen? Yo, Jalen. I don't know how you feel about that Love and Life album though, but niggas
Don't
trying to hate me on that shit, yo.
we're not doing that. I love that album. We're not doing that.
Breakthrough is better.
Episode 6. We're on episode 6 tonight. Nostalgic Debates. I'm your host, Triborough. This is my good friend Reg. And
What's
this is
goody?
dedication to sneakerheads all over the world. If you love sneakers, jump on here. Let us know what your favorite sneakers are all the time, what you grew up with, sneakers you rocking now. You want to show off some of your sneakers, you're more than welcome. And I got Reg on here, and I didn't know Reg was a sneakerhead because we don't really talk about sneakers outside of like music and movies and stuff. So I didn't know he was a sneakerhead. I was like, yo, I gotta bring my boy on here and maybe show off some of your gems or you talk about your favorite sneakers all the time. What was your favorite sneaker like growing up?
You mean like sneaker brand or just sneaker in general?
Sneaker, like what's your favorite sneaker brand, and then like your favorite sneakers like growing up. Like you have like any fond
Yeah.
memories of like going to the sneaker store buying some?
Yeah, I mean, not gonna lie, I'm a Nike person to the day I fucking die and shit like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Most of my shoes is honestly Nike and stuff because some shoes I had to give away because big feet gets bigger every day if y'all know what I mean and shit like that. So yeah, so I got a few sneaks, but my favorite sneaker of all time,
Yeah.
the De La Soul's 3 feet high and rising sneakers. I
Oh,
had I had the all white, and I think I showed it to you too.
yeah. I remember those.
Yeah, but got fucked up and some shit because some bitch ass nigga stepped on that shit by accident. So I gotta look for another pair and stuff like that too. Honestly,
Never find the dunks in my size. They never had my size. It was always like 10, 11, or they had like 8,
what's your size?
9.5.
If I find a pair, I can send you a link and shit. I be seeing 9.5s on eBay and shit. But I'm gonna make sure it's not like used and shit. 'Cause I won't do you like that.
Yeah, no, no, I don't need no used sneakers. Just
Yeah,
the real joint, the fresh
yeah.
joint.
Because I've been trying to find that shit. I don't want like the green and black and orange De
Mm-hmm.
La Soul. I want the all white, the 3 feet high and rising design and shit. That's the one I want again.
Right. You don't want the brown joints
All white.
or white?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have a thing for white Nikes and shit. And I gotta get some new white Nikes because
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Oh yeah, they go with the white Air Forces go with anything.
exactly.
And you know what I'm saying? I got to get a new pair because I messed up my last joints.
Right. But I have a few pairs. We just showing sneakers, right? Like just sneakers.
If you want to, yeah, I just it's like a whole show for sneakers, for
Okay.
sneakerheads.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Got you.
It was good. Salute.
Yo, what
How you
up?
doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm doing good,
What's up,
man.
bro?
Doing good.
This
Yo, what's
this is
going
one of
on?
the sneakerheads I've seen on Instagram, yo. Like his page, follow him on Instagram. He got a crazy collection of sneakers.
Yo, hang on a second.
Yeah, it's good. That good here. What's good? How you doing? Jamal, what's good? Yeah, bro.
You didn't see me,
Somebody,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yo, I thought the what's it called? The video was on, or the you going live was on the
My page.
I yeah. So I'm
This
hitting
is
you up
here,
on
yeah.
that. I'm like, yo, like I see you, and I'm like, yo, I thought it was going on, but yeah. Sorry to interrupt, man.
This is the new show that I have on 80s and 90s. Shout out to 80s and 90s,
Word.
everybody on the platform.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, I was asking Reg. Oh yeah, this is my homeboy Reg, Regis and Sean.
What up?
What's
What
good,
up?
bro?
I was asking Reg earlier, like what was like your favorite sneaker brand ever, and like your favorite sneakers growing up, or do you have like any fond memories of like sneakers that you copped at a certain store, or whatever?
Yeah, I grew up with a bunch of brands. I mean, I grew up middle class. I mean, I definitely wasn't rich, and I definitely wasn't like my parents always had food on the table. But by the same token, I never had anything that was name brand. So growing up back in like the '80s, because I'm 42, anything that had a name brand, be it like Nike, Adidas, Reebok, British Knights, fucking Puma, anything, you got some sort of clout, right? So um, I had everything from Adidas torsions. I grew up also playing tennis, so I had head shoes
Mm,
to Reebok black tops. It wasn't until, but Nike was like the grail kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? So like, I grew up watching my neighbors run ball, and Jordan was everything. You know what I mean? Like my neighbors, big ups to Patrick and Alvin. They were Filipino, and my parents moved us from a very ethnic part of Toronto to a very uh, uh, non-ethnic, and so them being Filipino, and they were my neighbors. I basically idolized them, but Alvin always had like the Jordan threes, all kinds of Jordans,
right,
like cement track suits. Like it was just he was the Filipino version of the of like LL Cool J, you know. And
right.
Yeah.
so anything that had like Nike on it, I wanted. So I think my first pair of Nikes, if I'm not mistaken, may have been like the TWs or the I remember David Robinson had Delta Force
The high
twos.
high top
I
joints.
yeah, the high top joints. I got them in Buffalo because we're so close, and so but my affinity to and my loyalty to the brand of Nike. Yo,
Mm.
sorry about this glare, man. Yo, my boss was telling me it looks like I was like shining down from heaven
Nah,
earlier, but yeah. So my affinity to Nike is when I actually got a job working there. One of my friends I went to school with, she passed my resume on to one of her managers, and so I guess my favorite pair growing up was probably my brother had the infrareds, and my mom will always tell you, my mom had to take basically like 5 buses to like the other part of town to
Mm-hmm.
buy my brother these shoes, right? So like, big ups to like all the moms out there that kind of do everything and anything for their kids. Um, and she still tells me like it shows up on her visa bill. She's still trying to pay it off, right? So
Right.
it's one of those things. But yeah, infrareds. You told me to bring some shoes maybe that I had of interest. Uh, I don't know if anyone told you, but I actually moved to the west end of Toronto, so a lot of my stuff is kind of
In storage.
shuffled around. Yeah, I was able to grab some stuff. I actually got a pair of shoes today.
There's a couple. There's a couple.
Yeah, all right. So I got some older joints here.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh, these are 97 Kashima. I'm a huge person that always takes off their insoles or takes out their insoles on every single pair. People call
Yeah.
me out if they're like legit or like whatever. these are obviously fogged the fuck out if you look at the bubble.
Nice.
So this is the Japanese version of the 97. So Kashima Antlers were part of a football, or I guess we call it soccer league. Came with this little pack with like the different sort of, I guess,
Trading cards?
Yeah, but they're not even well, yeah, they're trading cards, I guess, but they're it explains the lineage, or like I guess the football league in which they belong to. So this one's the Hispano, I guess, FC Brooklyn version, I guess, but it was kind of cool. So collecting sneakers also gave me an insight into because I've never heard of Kashima Antlers. I don't follow soccer, you know what I'm saying? So
Give me 1 second.
yeah. So it was something like you know how like Paris Saint Germain, like PSGs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I wasn't even aware of PSG until I got a pair of their shoes. You know what I mean? They were Air Maxes. They were Air BWs.
Right.
And so I think having shoes also is a cultural sort of experience altogether. But yeah, no, like I never knew about PSG until I got a pair of BWs. You know, I thought they were fly. I had a back in the day in like the early 2000s, like I had what's it called? An affinity to like kind of like speckled bottoms and certain sort of details, like safari print before it became like a huge thing. You know what I mean? Everyone wants to be different. You know what I mean? No one wants to be homogenized and everyone looking cookie cutter and shit. So,
besides, he said the Michael Johnson gold bullet trends is dope, but I like that colorway.
yeah, man. There's certain sort of colorways, and so like I got others. Like I got a lot of these are older. There's no particular order whatsoever. So like I said, I take my insoles out. So if you're familiar with the Powerwall series, so Powerwall series was back in I think '05, and they it was a series of like I think like I'd say maybe like 100 pairs of shoes, and the general releases were. Do you remember the history of Airpack?
No, tell me about that.
So the history of Airpack is basically an homage to. So if everyone doesn't already realize, I I never grew up having Jordans. First pair of Jordans, I boosted like 14 pairs out of a mall. Like, is this going live? Like,
Yeah, we live now.
okay, so yeah, I knew someone that boosted 14 pairs of J's at one point. So it was kind of I've never grew up with that, so I always gravitated toward what I actually grew up with, right? So like Pegasus, Icaruses, and Air Maxes. But the Powerball series is basically the first that had like ones, 90s, 97s, 95s, 180, and then they had exclusive sort of colorways for each sort of model shoe.
Yeah.
And so they, do you remember like a couple of years ago, there was like a pine green and a strawberry Air Max one? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, so that was actually that was the spin-off of the Powerwall series. But part of that Powerwall series, I collect a lot of 180s, probably a bit way too many. So this is the BRS 180. I got it just before a sneaker show that I was doing with one of my homies. It's called the BRS pack. BRS is obviously Blue Ribbon Sports. So before Nike was Nike, there were Blue Ribbon Sports. It was one of I think like Phil Knight's like favorite beers, and he just I guess I don't know how that whole copyright thing happened, but the details on everything back in the day was super dope. So this is one of my favorite pairs of. I would call this like my grail, to be entirely honest. I love it. But the early like 2000s and like even back then, I even thought the quality was shit. You know what I mean? Until like I see like today's stuff. You know what I mean? And today's stuff just looks mad bootleg. So what else is that? I have another pair of 180s. I got this from my friend Omari. It's part of the same sort of package. Sorry, I'm all over the place. But yeah, back then they had like actual lasering and like actual like ill details and stuff.
Right.
I love them. Like it's one of those things that wear your shoes. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yo, I remember buying shoes, and they would literally not even. I wouldn't even walk like down the block, and soles are crumbling. You know what I mean? From like 80s and shit. Um,
How often do you wear like these sneakers? Is it like once a year or once a week?
yo, to be entirely, I totally even forgot about this. And I didn't even meant to grab this. Yeah, I try to like wear mine as much as I can. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, do I have a rotation? No, since the pandemic, am I rocking as much as I could? Definitely not. Um, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, I still got shit with tags on it. Like,
Wow.
even the new thing that I still have, like, I have stuff like gear that still has tags on it, like everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't call myself, I don't want to say hoard that shit, but um,
Miguel Freeman said, not sure why Sean is not part of the Masters of Air yet.
the
Is
what?
that like the Masters of Air? What's that?
What's that say?
He said he's not sure why you're not part of the Masters of Air.
Masters of Air. Oh, I'm not part of Masters of Air. No, one of my I made friends with a lot of people on the what's it called? Um, when I got onto social media. So my homie Stevie from the UK, he was part of the Masters of Air. Um, that dude has a. So this is the thing, man. Like, so I got these. I forgot about these, but a lot of people shave the toe box. I was selling these actually, man. Like, but um, but yeah, no. Stevie was his name's Stevie Ryder. Soul Love. I think is what he goes by on Instagram. So follow him if you haven't already. But he was one of the matches of the people that kind of created that. I do have a pair of Masters. Actually, I was going to bring them down, but I talk about them a lot. But I have a pair of those, but yeah, they're sitting in my closet. The that Stevie has an amazing page. Social media kind of opened up my eyes outside of the city of Toronto and New York and Detroit, like places that I grew up going to, with regards to the different collection. But it's funny how I used to go to Detroit. Um, I remember buying Air Maxes, like 90s, like infrareds for $30, 29.99. My boy was
Mm-hmm.
running Foot Action, and he would run his discount on that. And I was this
Right.
broke college kid or university kid, and I was like, I can maybe afford paying for gas and food and just going for the road trip. But like when it came to shoes, like I couldn't really afford it, right? So, but like $29, like I didn't sleep on it. I took them. I still have them. But Air Maxes are more, um, I don't want to say appreciated. Like runners in general are more sought after on the other side of the pond, right? Over here, it's everything like ball, right? So anything that is associated with ball is gonna like fly off the shelves here, right? So like we have like the Pippins, the Pennies, the Barkleys, the Jordans, like David Robinsons, like anything like ball related, it was flying off the shelf here. But runners sat.
I wanna ask Red, you got any sneakers that to show us
Yeah,
that you some of your favorites?
yeah. I'm actually sitting on my floor because most of my sneaks are like around my bookshelf area. But
Yeah.
Right. Does
one of my
anybody
favorite,
like Vans? Anybody rock Vans or no?
hell no.
You don't like
I
Vans?
I never grew up wearing them. Like I've seen people, but like I appreciate anyone that has any sort of appreciation to anything.
Y'all don't like these?
Oh, you know what? I actually do have a pair of Vans. You're right. I got the Tribe Called Quest Vans apparently.
I want those. I want those
Yeah,
joints.
yeah. They're sitting. There's. I remember. I actually did go to the Van store.
Mar said he's team Vans. I love Vans.
They're comfy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Free. They come in different colors. Definitely, definitely love Vans. Blue joints.
Check this shit out.
Oh, what's
oh,
that?
there you go.
Bring that to the
This is
camera. What's that?
This is my official Dragon Ball Z
Oh,
Vegeta like Air
those.
Forces and shit.
Oh, that's
Wow.
dope. You custom that?
Oh no, I bought it.
Oh, damn.
Let me see the side of them again with
What's
with
it?
the neck.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yo, that's fire. That's
Oh,
a
those are
Vegeta.
dope.
I love those
Vegeta.
joints. Fire.
I wanted to get Piccolo, but they only had this one and Goku and shit. I'm like, fuck Goku. I mean, I like Goku, but I'm just like, nah. Got the purples and shit.
Fire.
Yeah, that
You
colorway's
got some
sick,
heat.
man.
You got some heat, bro. You been holding out on me.
Got some Ralph Lauren's.
Mm.
Nice. Casual joints.
I mean, we can go alternate. Are we all just showing each shit, or we just alternating and shit?
It's whatever. But just show like a couple of your joints that you rock.
Okay. I'm a Converse head and shit.
Oh, word.
Got Taylors, of course.
Adidas. I mostly work out in these, honestly.
Nice. You got some heat. Send a request, DJ Shadow.
It's regular Nikes.
Never
What's
seen
up?
those. Those. I never seen those ones.
Yeah, these ones came out like I think I got these like 2016 or 17, one of them years.
Okay.
Of course, I had to have the fresh Nikes and shit.
Yeah,
But
right.
these ones I kind of get.
When I jumped on, you were saying that you have you love your like white shoes, like white sneakers.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah. Same
white
with me.
sneakers.
Same with me.
I'm always like picky about like going out with certain white sneakers and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like these ones I wore like pretty much like 30 times and shit. No cap.
Right. Those are dope.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to look for some more, but y'all can go on hard and shit.
Good. So what is like a sneaker brand that you didn't rock that you can't mess with?
Oh, that's easy. Vans, Skechers. This I might cause some controversy, but Jordans. I used. Here's the thing. I like and I dislike Jordans and shit.
Okay.
I know
I
where you're going
like
with this. I think, but okay, go.
I like the impact. I like the material of it. It can last very good if you take really good care of it compared to like Nikes and shit.
Right.
But I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this. I hate the legacy that it left. I'm gonna be real with you.
What do you mean by that? The legacy.
Like you hear like all these black kids, getting either killed for Jordans or getting it. It's like when it comes to like certain like our culture, it's like Jordans are the sneakers that everyone had to either get or steal, if that makes sense.
Right.
And I don't know. I was more of a Nike head over Jordans and shit. I can never rock Yeezys and shit. No,
No, you don't like Yeezys?
I don't. Kanye's clothing brand looks slave like to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yo, I've
It
heard
looks
that
slave like.
mad times, man.
Like I'm not Arrested Development. I like Arrested Development, but it reminds me of that shit.
I got
Take
some
me
Yeezys.
to another place. Shit.
I got some Yeezy slides coming in the mail, so you gonna hit me for that.
I can never hate you. Like, I mean, yeah, I can never hate you. I mean, we have difference of opinions on certain albums, though. But nah. But I'm still looking for some more sneakers under my bed and shit.
So good. Yeah, yeah, Sean. What was like the a brand that you couldn't rock at all?
Um, yo, yeah, you're gonna. I kind of want to side with Reg with um the Yeezy thing. I can't do it. I'm one of those people that um uh
Yo,
it's cute. You know what I'm saying? It's cute. It's kind of like gimmicky almost. I get it. Um, I couldn't see myself wearing those. I want to say I've seen a lot of Asics that are nice. I don't know if I can rock Asics.
mm,
Um, I
Oh
I
shit.
thought I thought Reg was gonna go with regards. I don't know if this is what you meant by legacy, but Jordan's and don't call me like disgruntled or whatever the case is. Like,
No.
but I understand uh Jordan's legacy. hands down. I mean, like, I'm not knocking LeBron. I'm not knocking like Curry. I'm not knocking like anyone. But his legacy, like, you can't contest, like on the court. I'm talking, right? So,
Right.
but off the court, um, you would lie, you'd be lying, I'd be lying if I didn't ask my parents, yo, like I can jump higher, I could run faster. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone said the
Mhm.
same thing.
Right.
Now, with regards to, and Raj, I don't know how old you are, but I mean, um, when I resurfaced, because I did a little hiatus from the whole like sneaker thing, just because I had too much and I wasn't really part of like social media and until a few years ago, and I ended up in a camp out. But I didn't realize that, and I said this before, like being called a sneakerhead back in the day, it was kind of like a term of endearment where someone didn't know what it was, and it was the best way to kind of explain someone who had a affinity to um, a certain sort of, it was almost like a fetish, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was for Jordans. And when I came back into it, like I'm seeing a lot more kids these days, and don't get me wrong, I'm not faulting people for not being born in a certain era, but I feel like Jordan, and my friend's gonna hate me because he ran that Jordan brand in Beaverton, and now he got moved over to sneakers, or yes, the sneakers app. But um, it almost watered down the culture, right? Like if I see, and I'm one to say, I got like 21 pairs of like 180s in different colorways, right, and things of that nature. But if you have, but my collection goes way past that, like into the 80s and like whatever the case is. But I feel like a lot of people, if you're wearing, when people run into me and I'm like, oh yeah, I collect sneakers. I use the word collect, like
Right.
specifically,
Right.
because I think there's a difference between being a collector and being a quote unquote sneakerhead. Like my 78-year-old mother's a sneakerhead, you know what I'm saying? So like, and I buy her all her shit, but I mean, I think it kind of watered down the sort of meaning of actually uh, what it means to actually. I don't want to use the word hype beast. Even the word hype beast at one point was kind of a term of endearment. You know what I mean? Like, but
Yeah.
it's one of those things where I felt like Jordan, um, yo, like Nike's making like hand over fist, literally
Yeah.
hand over fist, off
Mm.
off of everything on their catalog. You know what I'm
Then-
saying? Like all they're doing is like doing little renditions here and there and changing up the colorway and marking it up. Like they already, like if you ever silk screened a t-shirt, you already got that sort of template. You know what I mean? You're just putting on different paint, right? And saying like it's a reissue or it's something this or it's something that. But I think that's my only thing with regards to Jordans. Because if you, I may be going to SneakerCon because my friend wants me to help him with his booth. But if you go
mm.
to SneakerCon, you're going to see tables on tables on tables on tables on tables, and it's more or less going to be like everyone's version of what's hype on the
Right.
table. You know what I mean? Like, but if you come to the table and you bring like fucking shit from like the 70s, from the 80s, and like 90s, and people are like, what the fuck? Like, you're probably going to be one of the only booths that are probably doing that, right?
Shout out to photos in Cancun. He said someone tried to rob me for my Travel Fox and Buffalinos. You remember Travel Fox
I
back in the
do
day?
remember Travel Fox, and that's my homie. So if you're ever in Cancun, big ups to Derek. So if you're ever in Cancun, like he'll take care of you, man. Like, but yeah, that's my homie in Cancun. But yeah, Travel Fox was big. But that was like Travel Fox. There was that was back in the day when like there was the MCM like tracksuits and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So it's really, it's people that collect Jordans. There's certain types that I would say, okay, like, are you a sneakerhead? I don't know. Who am I to say whatever? You know what I mean? But I feel like sometimes the well, not sometimes, the game right now I feel is super watered down. Where LG,
I was having a conversation earlier today with the homie Jalen about sneakerheads and how like he's like if you just have like all Jordans in your collection, then you're not a real sneakerhead. You're just a Jordan
Period.
collector.
I
But you're
agree.
not buying Puma, you're not buying Adidas, and you're buying, Sauconys or, Vans or whatever that's out. You know what I'm saying? You're just a Jordan collector.
Right. So, and that's the reason why I call myself a Nike head. You know what I mean? Like Nas said it, and like I'm not one to mix brands. I'm not. And maybe it's because I at one point worked for Nike, and if I'm wearing Nike shoes, I may be wearing like Fruit of the Loom socks, but if I'm not wearing Fruit of the Loom socks, like I'm wearing Nike socks, right? Or
Right.
like my Nike socks are going with my Nike boxer briefs and so on and so forth. So like I'm not one to mix brands, but yeah, like I'm definitely full fledged like Nike head. You know what I mean? And I don't, and this is where I have a super conflict is where I see a lot of dope shit come out of Adidas. A lot of dope shit. I got photos in Cancun's fucking Raekwon joints, Sauconys in my fucking closet. Like I got shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not the purple joints. The black and red and the yellow joints.
Okay.
At a Packer. So I got those joints sitting in his shoes, sitting in my closet. But I see a lot of other brands come correct, and they like I even give props to Ewing. Whoever bought that licensing deal with Ewing came out with like fucking EPMD joints, Sean P joints, like whoever did that was smart. I even want to say because I know Travel Fox also is coming out again,
Yeah.
right?
I had a shout out to 16 Bars. He said Travel Fox was huge back in Trinidad in '88. I had
Yeah, it was a big one.
The Jamaican colors with the red with the green and yellow. Those are
Yeah,
fire. Those are fire.
because I remember growing up, because I grew up with a lot of West Indians, and that was like Travel Foxes were like their thing. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Respectfully. So, but yeah, 100%, man. It was one of those things where um, seeing the culture evolve and seeing where we are today,
Right.
I would never, ever, ever thought I would ever like see. I used to be made fun of because my friends were like, "Yo, like," and I filmed a documentary on it actually.
Wow.
And I have to figure out how to upload it up to, onto YouTube. But I shot it back when Just for Kicks was being released in 2006.
Right.
And I showed it to the president of Nike Canada. It was a huge board meeting. They never understood why we drove 6 hours to Detroit, waited out in the fucking snow on 8 Mile, like scooping up like whatever 30 pairs of like grape fives. Like we got to the border, we couldn't even crop. Like it was fucked up, man. But like I documented it all, and then one of my friends was like, "Yo, like." You documented shit that no one's probably ever documented. You should probably, and if you do a compare and contrast, today it's totally different. Like I was flipping shoes when these kids were in diapers, And so seeing it today where people are kind of, I don't want to say selling out, because my personal opinion, if you have a bot and you're buying like 700 pairs of J's and
Right.
you're calling yourself a collector and you're posing in front of like a wall of 700 shoes, like someone's gonna check you on the street. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
wouldn't consider you a collector. I consider you more of a businessman, and I would give you props being a businessman. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna knock your hustle.
What about the KDs? Anybody a fan of KDs? KD8s? Anybody? I love a
I thought
KD8.
Katie, and that's the
I
thing.
like their
Like,
designs.
Yeah, that's when
yeah,
he
the
was with
designs are dope.
SAP. Fire. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
What you got,
You should
Reg?
try.
Oh, what's that?
Some fucking red Nikes and shit. Air Forces.
I like those. I like those
Yo,
colorways.
I was gonna say that looked like the Halloween joint. No?
Nah,
It's red and black, red, black and
Oh, it's
white,
red
right?
and black. Okay.
Yeah,
this literally goes with almost every outfit, man. Every time I can't find a sneaker, I always wear this shit.
that's fire.
Those are one of the essentials, though. You know what I'm saying? Like a shoe that goes with everything. You need that. Yeah,
Yes,
those
yeah.
those are timeless.
Chuck Taylor's timeless, man.
Mhm.
That also goes with everything.
Definitely. He
Yeah,
said
man.
Coolio is on someone else's foot, like the colorway. What does that mean? Coolio. Coolio's on someone else's foot. Now, what you were saying? My bad. I cut you off.
Who, me?
Yeah, you
Oh
was about
no, try. Yeah, I know. I was gonna ask you like, what brands do you not fuck with?
uh like Reg mentioned earlier. The what do you call it? The sketches. That wasn't really my thing.
Jacks
Yeah,
too.
You know, it wasn't too many. Like I like a variety. I like different brands. I don't want to just rock Nike all the time. Sometimes I want to rock Adidas or Converse or Reebok. You know, stuff like that. You know, so something that you don't really see everybody else rocking like that. You know what I'm saying? So I like different brands.
right. But they're more or less. So like, when it came to, and I used to have a Skechers store across the street, and I used to knock it all the time.
Man.
Until someone told me the numbers that they were pulling, because they would basically like rip anything from Adidas or like Puma and just
Mhm.
put an S onto it and what have you. But apparently Skechers does well, and they're still around, so they must be doing something right.
They're doing
Yep.
something, right? I just wasn't a fan. K Swiss, I wasn't a fan of that. I know that's like
Oh,
Same.
K Swiss is yo, K Swiss was, I thought it was a super dope brand, man.
that we
Never
Yeah,
saw
liked K Swiss.
over here in New York. We saw K Swiss more like a Cali, sneaker.
okay.
Like how we saw Vans, like Vans was like more Cali, but now like people over here rock them,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and like Convert, the Chuck Taylors were like more Cali to us,
Right, right.
Yeah.
What about Fila? You fuck with Fila
Oh yeah,
back in
feel
the
it
day?
definitely. I told
Yeah.
a story before, like back in 1990 remember when they came out with the high top suede joints with the Velcro?
Yeah, yeah. You
Ooh.
used to let it hang.
Yes, right.
Like
I
hang
had,
up.
I had a
Yeah,
pair
yeah.
of those, and my dumb ass, I went playing in the street with the neighborhood kids, and they turned on the fire hydrant, and
Right.
that got messed up, and I regret that
Oh.
never again.
Yeah, your parents must have been pissed too. You know what I mean? Like that must have messed
I
up the
was like,
suede.
yo, never play in water if you're rocking like some suede sneakers. Don't do it.
Yeah,
Oh hell
yeah.
no. Oh,
Yeah,
one sneakers I know motherfuckers did not admit they fucked with was Shaq's.
the
You know
Reebok joint,
what?
the pumps. I like
Shack
those.
attacks. I like
Yeah,
them.
Those
I
were
could never
dope.
afford them.
I like those.
Yo, I'll tell you a story. I remember the this kid, and this is when Shaq. Oh no, this kid came to school. This is when I got moved to a very affluent part of a different neighborhood.
Right.
Um, he had the Air Nike Air Pressures, and
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anything like it in my life. Nothing like it in my life. And I was like, what the? Like, I know those are not Jordans. I'm like, what the fuck are those? And then the next day, or like the next week, I see some kid with like the Shack Attacks. So Shaq also had the same thing with the CO2 canister.
Yeah, the pump. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I was like, whoa, like I'm me, like I just want anything that just says Nike. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like if it's an Icarus or like a Pegasus or like any sort of Air Max or like whatever, like I'll take it. Right? Like if that's gonna give me street cred on the playground, then I'll take it. But I remember those Shaq joints, man.
Yeah. What's an athlete that you guys think should have had his own sneaker line?
Well, that's a great
Mm. You know what?
own sneaker line. Yeah.
I got one. To me, I felt like Ron Artest should have had one. He should have had his own sneaker
Okay.
with like a big name because he had his own sneakers, but it was like a unknown company. But like with Nike or with Reebok or Adidas, I think Ron Artest should have had his own sneaker.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Michael Magic Johnson has some sneakers, right?
He had the Converse
Yeah,
joints.
he was yeah, the weapons.
Yeah, the weapons.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Yeah,
80s. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna think on that one again too.
Suicide Fresh said Nick Van Exel. Yeah, Nick Van Exel was a good point guard back in the day.
Uh, I want to say if we're talking, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be ball. Um, I want to say, uh, yo, like I want to give it up to like people that are like the 5 footers. Like I want to say like Muggsy Bogues or like Spud Webb. No, wait, Spud actually had uh Hawks like an Atlanta colorway, I think.
You rocking like some New Balance back in the day? Was it New
I
Balance?
I don't know if it was it new. I want to say, Converse was big back then.
Yeah,
I can't remember if it was because I remember his jersey and shit. But I
yeah.
remember Spud in like Hawks colorway, but I forget
Asics.
the brand.
Yeah,
Was it
Asics.
Asics?
That pressure. Yeah.
But I want to say like Muggsy Bogues or like who else, man? Like to major labels like Nike. Because back then it was like, well, that's when like Reebok actually had it, like before they got acquired and stuff. But
But
um who else, man?
Vince Carter. So my photo said socks should have been called the Vinces. I agree because I went to get a pair, and again they didn't have my size in the socks, and I
Yeah,
remember at the time like late 2000s they had Jermaine O'Neal was rocking them too.
yeah. But Vince was actually with Puma. But, oh no, he wasn't. I think he was with Puma, and he went to and one, and then he went to. I remember at one point, I think he was. I'm most positive with Puma, and then he went to and one, and then he got scooped up by Nike.
Yeah. He said you only saying that because you're short.
But I was selling those BB4s in Toronto, and so like I built up a certain sort of clientele, and I was getting fucking phone calls from Hong Kong, Yugoslavia, people calling me on their car phone like, "Yo, my so and so is gonna come in. They buy 30 pairs off me, ship it back to Hong Kong, sell for like 30 times the price." You know what I mean? When
Right.
Vince jumped over that French dude, man, it was game over, man. You know what I
I
mean? It
remember.
was flying literally off the shelf.
I remember that. That was
Yeah.
crazy. That's still like one of the best dunks ever.
Yeah, no, 100% was one of the best dunks ever, right? So I mean, like, Vince, he put us. We had Dana Stoudemire at one point, but I mean, Vince literally put us on the map. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I won't even fucking lie. You know what I mean? He put literally us on the map.
That's when they really started showing, Toronto Raptors games on primetime, like on TNT Thursday nights. Vince
Yeah,
Carter, young Tracy McGrady back then.
exactly. Yeah,
Like, yeah,
and
they had a squad back then.
yeah, they did, and you realize that when I was in New York, and you would see people
Hmm.
rocking Raptors jerseys. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying? They're not
yep.
rocking necessarily Knicks jerseys, but I mean, like they were rocking.
Man,
Like you were seeing that. Okay, like we're actually getting some respect over here. You know what I mean?
we
So
were we were bad back then. I wasn't even rocking nothing from the Knicks, so we were bad.
right.
He said, look at us now and our guys in the big league. Yeah, yeah, definitely Vince. Vince is a Hall of Famer, man.
Yeah.
You know. What's an underrated sneaker, like name like an underrated sneaker that you felt like it didn't get a lot of love compared to like Jordans or a pennies, the foams or
Reebok.
whatever. Reebok. No, but I
Reebok.
mean from Reebok. Like what's it like a Reebok sneaker that didn't get no love?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, Honestly, I might have to say anything from the mid to late 2000s, honestly. 'Cause I felt like they had some heat, but this is around the time when just Jordan was taking over the sneaker brand and shit too, cause
Right.
I used to have some Reeboks too. Like I had these like one white foam like Reeboks that kind of look like some shit Run DMC, like the Adidas Run DMC used to rock, but in a Reeboks kind of form. I wish I
Yeah.
still kept that shit, but of course my feet got more bigger and shit, so.
Right. Somebody said Cortez.
Well, that's a West. Well, that to me was always like a West Coast thing, right? So I mean, like over in the East Coast, like people had like shell toes, right? Where I
Right.
guess over on that on the west side is or West Coast, it's more Cortez's. I think. Sorry, the question was what
Like
my
I mean from any brand, an underrated
right,
sneaker that didn't get a lot of love compared to like a penny foams or Jordans or whatever.
right. To be entirely honest, coming from because Reg, are you also like in this like are you in North America?
Yeah, I'm in North Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina. Okay, cool. Yeah, one of my homies is from there. But the like coming from North America in general, I think basketball shoes and everyone, I was saying this earlier, overshadowed like running shoes or cross trainers. Well, hold on, Bo Jackson's. That
Whoa.
was a fucking, yeah. Those trainers were a game changer. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
And Bo, if I was coming home every single day watching Pro Stars, seeing a
Then,
Canadian, so like big ups to Wayne Gretzky. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like if you weren't that old white lady, you were like rocking like you were rooting for like Wayne Gretzky, Bo Jackson, fucking Jordan and shit like that. Like that was the best cartoon.
Definitely.
But Bo Jacksons were, if you weren't rocking Jordans or ball shoes, I want to say cross trainers were the next best thing.
Yeah.
But I think,
I had those in elementary school, like it's like sixth grade. I had the Bo
yeah,
Jackson.
yeah, it was, or, yo, you know what? The Air Raids.
Oh yeah, those are fire. Those are
Those are
fire.
fire. Yeah,
Definitely.
those are definitely fire.
The
Anything
Deion
with
Sanders,
Velcro, you got me set on it, you know?
the Deion Sanders, the Diamond Turf. That was one of
Yeah,
my
oh,
favorite too.
yeah, those were tough too, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dion was there were, we grew up in an era where, um, uh, it was just a different sort of era, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but the shoes in which came out of that era or out of those players were fired. Just like LeBron's. Like I always liked the very first LeBron's, and then it started to get sort of I guess too much for me. But
That was
uh,
the ear zooms, I think.
yes,
The
yeah,
zooms,
the
okay.
zooms, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember a pair of LeBron's, and I have a thing with uh you should, I think that I don't know if they were the 16s, but um you can squish the zoom unit and you can see
Yeah.
the zoom like the fibers or whatever
Mm.
it is, like compact, you know what I mean? Like those were my favorite LeBron joints, but I
Uh,
think
Suicide Fresh said you think the Jordans. You said you think Jordans copied the Air Raids,
uh
Mm.
but
I
Air Raids came out way after the Jordans though. That came out like 90, 91.
yeah, whereas like the Jordans, if you're talking about like 85 kind of thing, like yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the Air Raids. Yeah, that was one of my favorites too.
Yeah. Yo, it was just dope. Like anything that had like the crossover sort of. Oh, I think I know what joints you're talking about. I think whoever would mention that, because what was uh, that pair of Jordans with the fuzzy sort of shit, and it crossed over. Was it the?
Oh,
I'm not as good.
what was those are the eights, right?
Yeah, those may have been the aqua. Yeah,
The
it was.
The Bugs Bunny joints.
Yeah. So I think, is that the reference that they're making with regards to them kind of like copying
Yeah,
the air raids?
it was similar, but not exactly the same though. Because like if
Right,
you
right.
remember, the Air Raids had like the strap in the, or like on the side or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's very true. And they had the fuzzy like thing on the tongue,
yeah,
like it was
the
kind of
logo.
different.
Yeah,
But I can see how there can be sort of like
yeah,
a
yeah,
but I mean that's what Nike does, right? I mean they take little elements from this, little elements from that. Like Nike was taking elements from a fucking Ferrari and putting on it
yeah.
to a fucking Jordan. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it
Yeah.
was so fucking
That was
it,
like his favorite car at the time, like Ferrari or whatever.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and I always, because I remember selling them on the like whatever, and I used to have to explain to the customers like, oh yeah, this was inspired because of, if you look at not a Countach Lamborghini Countach, what's for, well, it was his Ferrari, that white one or whatever it was.
For the
But if you,
14s, the 14 joints.
yeah, yeah, if you look at the and so I would explain to the like customers that were I'm trying to sell this shoe to, like how it was inspired. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. But I mean, yeah, Nike, it's a marketing machine, man. I don't even consider it a shoe brand. You know what I mean? I consider it literally a marketing machine. They push fucking shit really fucking well, and they make
Do you
people
feel like
believe that they love it.
do you feel like Nike is still creative with their sneakers, or like are they just retro in everything?
You know what's funny? I find that I don't know if Nike's always been creative. Don't get me wrong. Are they innovative? Yeah, they're definitely innovative. They're very smart in the sense that you know what they're doing, and they're doing more now. Is they're
Hmm.
doing a lot of more collabs. And when you do a lot more collabs, you're leaving a lot of the creativity off of and leaving it up to them. You know what I mean? To kind of, here's your palette. It's basically going to like 21 Mercer and saying, okay, like here's a shell, design it however you want to design it. You can use our software, our logos and whatever, and we're gonna sell it on your behalf.
What's up?
What up?
What's good?
Thanks for letting me on, man.
What's good?
Yeah, y'all was talking some real stuff about the kicks. I was like, I gotta get in on this. I've been a sneakerhead for a while.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? I came up in the golden era. You know, I'm what you call a Gen Zennial because I'm Gen X and millennial. It's like a if you like from 39 to 42, you sort of fall in both of those categories,
Right.
both of those generations. So you know, I say like 1993, you know, had the best shoes, rap, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like from that era, basketball, all of that. You know, with the best athletes, the best teams.
You said you still have some Bo Jacksons, right?
Yeah, I got some Bo Jacksons in the closet. I got these when I worked at Foot Locker. I think I was I got like 10 years of retail urban management experience. Like I've worked in various DTLRs, you know, shoe cities, stuff on the East Coast.
Right.
You know, stuff Foot Lockers, you know, various clothing and shoe stores.
Dope. I know you was getting your discount on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, man. I lost half of that shit, you know what I'm saying, moving around and everything. But, you know, I try to build back, and I held on to certain things of what I could hold on. My shit was crazy at one point.
Right. That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got when I get them the Bo Jacksons, had to be like 2010 or 12.
Yeah.
Something like
that. I'm
gonna get them
that time.
We
released those. I remember getting like the Chicago Bulls colors, the black with the red and white.
The black with I remember those. Yeah. I remember those. I didn't like those. I didn't like the perforated dots. I didn't like the perforated leather.
Right.
And but yeah, I got a brand new pair of Air Raid. I ain't even wore them shits. I got some motherfucking glow in the dark KDs over here too.
Nice.
KD 14s. Them I was like, I want a new pair of shoes and I want some shit I ain't never had before. And I found them KDs. I'm like, and I didn't know they glowed in the dark. I just found that out the other day when I was coming out the car.
Yeah.
Right.
That happened.
I was like, damn, these bitches glow in the dark.
I didn't know that.
That happened to me when I got these.
Oh, they
And
don't.
Real quick. I ain't on no Phantom shit.
The Safari joints.
When I got these, the bottom of the sole when I took them off were green. So I didn't even realize that the same with that other guy. Like I didn't realize they glow in the dark either.
Right. That's dope.
Yeah. But having touching on that guy's who was that? What was his name?
Bro, what's your name? Wilson?
No, Wasp Red.
Salute.
So,
salute, yo.
Salute.
To your point, like working in a retail environment, that employee discount is clutch because you don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like you walk away with like 4 pairs of shoes on every week or like whatever the case is. You come home to a closet or what used to be a closet, right? And like and your clothes are on your bed. Right. So like that employee discount is super clutch. Yeah, I was in retail for like I think like 6 years, but
really,
yeah, and I was a manager in training, and I was working for a Nike store. And a lot of my friends from our Nike store went to Beaverton. He ran the Jordan brand.
Damn,
you know what I'm saying? So
he
like,
went to Oregon. He went to Beaverton. Damn.
Yeah, well, and none of that. Like one of my homies. The reason I would always go to Detroit because when you were talking about like DLR and like Foot Locker, he was like all the DMs reported up to him, and so he used to run the what's it called, the foot actions and like the Foot Lockers and all that shit in the Midwest. So I don't know where you are, but yeah, the employee discount, it's so clutch.
Where you from?
Oh, I'm from Mississippi, fam. I ain't even going front. I'm from Mississippi, but I lived in DMV, what we call DMV. DC, Maryland, Virginia area.
Okay.
And I lived and worked up there in 757. I got there right when Clips was popping that summer. Right when they came out, the shit was crazy.
Was that
It was crazy. That summer Clips came out, David Banner came out, who was from Mississippi. I seen Banner up there when I was in VA.
Right.
He came to the club and he let me in for free and shit, because I already knew him.
Oh, word, you know him like that. Yo, David Banner's like,
I know. No, I worked at the record store here, and when Banner first got on, he was bringing his CDs to. He had a consignment deal with the record store.
Right.
You know, before he had a distribution deal, before he got with SRC and Steve Rifkin. And we were actually, you know, I know a couple people, man. You know, Charlie Braxton is a writer from The Source.
Hey, if you know David Banner, tell him about this platform so we can get him on here.
I know him, but I haven't talked to that man. He recognizes me and knows my name. I'm not saying he's my buddy or I talk to him on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
But more importantly, who I do talk to on the phone is the man that got David Banner on, which is a man by the name of Charlie Braxton. He on Instagram, the real Charlie Braxton. He's the one that got because he writes for The Source and Murder Dog and Vibe and XXL. He did all of that. Charlie the man. You know what I'm saying? For real. But he the one that helped got Banner in the XXL in the Little John video, but that's a whole other story. Historically, though, what Charlie's shining moment, and he don't like to talk about it, he is the reason that Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt got 4.5 mics.
Oh wow.
wow.
We got
And people forget that too.
we got to come back for that. We got to come back for that. That's a whole nother episode. Before we leave,
I can get you Charlie. I talked to him today.
All right, just hit me up in the DM about that. But before we leave, real quick, Sean, promote what you got going on, promote your platform, as well as you, Reg.
You know?
Yeah, Reg, you go.
What you got coming up?
All right, so if you guys love hip hop, if you guys love R&B, come follow me on my YouTube channel, you know, Reg Reviews. I posted the link on a laptop chat. I don't know if it reached on the phone. I don't know if y'all saw it or not though. But I'll send it to Try too and shit like that too. You know, me and Try, plus a couple of our friends reviewing shit. I know tomorrow we're gonna talk about Blackstreet's first album, so I'm on R&B heads. Y'all should love that shit. So yeah. Also, I also have a Twitch and a Patreon too. I'll be also doing my little DJ thing. That's gonna come up very soon and shit.
So what you got coming up, Sean? Plug your channels and all that.
Unkle Sean Sneakers, so that's Unkle with a K, Sean spelled the right way, SEAN, and then Sneakers, SKRS. Coming up, nothing, man. Like, I'm old, I'm 42, I look like I'm 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah. What do I have going on? I want to say I used to be a bit more active with regards to collecting and stuff like that. But I just show love. I'm here for Try and everyone here that is like-minded, that appreciates the culture, sneakers, regardless of brand or whatever the case is, or like, it's all unifying. It's all solidarity and camaraderie here. And regardless of what side of the border you're on, it's all love. So, I mean, yeah, feel free to follow me. Add me to Instagram. I love things like this where it just spreads knowledge of, because I mean, we are kind of passing the torch on to others, right? And people are going to learn from this experience, including us. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
No doubt, man. Yeah. Anytime. Hey, salute to you. What's your name again?
Waltz Red, man. Y'all follow my page. Everybody that's watching, follow my page. It's full of wild. I'm like an internet blogger of life, and there's just all kind of crazy videos and knowledge out there, and it's on my page. You know, just you'll find something you like, you'll be like, wow. So yeah, and I appreciate y'all letting me on and interrupting what y'all got going on, but I hope we can further some kind of situation from this.
Oh yeah, for sure. Every Tuesday night, we on here live on 80s and 90s. This is your boy Triborough. This is Nostalgic Debates. We definitely gonna be back next week with another great episode. So thank you everybody for joining. Salute to the whole team.
Thank you for having me. All right.
Y'all be easy.
Appreciate it.
All right.